What is up, Raidernation? It's your boy Raidernation back at it again with another pre-game preview. And on today's video, I'm going to be previewing our Las Vegas Raiders versus the LA Chargers. The time has finally come. Raiders football is officially back, for reals this time, as we get ready to go to our home, away from home, to face the fanless LA Chargers. Now, I know that we had some sad news come out yesterday. Queen Elizabeth passed away at the age of 96, and as crazy as it may sound, in her 96 years of living on this very earth, not once did she ever witness this Chargers team win a Super Bowl. And don't worry, Charger fans, all 12 of you guys, it ain't like y'all gonna get that trophy anytime soon. Got him! Now, on a serious note, I can go on and on and on with these Charger jokes, but let's get to something worth mentioning, and that is the sponsor of this video, Woodson Bourbon Whiskey. I know them Charger fans don't know how gold actually tastes, but lucky enough for you guys, the Ooze and Woodson Bourbon Whiskey got you with that liquid gold, since, this is gonna be the closest you guys get to gold anyways. Got him! Head over to woodsonwhiskey.com to find a bottle near you or have it shipped directly to your door. Woodson Bourbon Whiskey. If it isn't your game day whiskey, it is now.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
Now for some quick Nation news that you can use. First up, let's talk about the injury report going into week 1. For the Raiders, it's looking really clear, like the Chargers trophy case. And as for the Chargers, quarterback J.C. Jackson looks like he's gonna be out after missing consecutive practices with an ankle injury. All signs seem to point to Jackson not playing in week 1, which will be a huge blow for the Chargers defense. Cause you got Devonte, Hunter, and Waller. Oh my. Tight end Donald Parham also didn't participate in yesterday's practice with a hamstring injury. And some other news, according to Adam Schefter's, former Las Vegas Raiders president Dan Ventrell has accepted a role with the WWE, overseeing the company's roster as an executive vice president talent. The position reports to WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H. Looking at the route that Triple H is taking with the WWE, looks like that company is on its way back up. Just make sure to never, ever take off those titles off of the Tribal Chief, and we good. So we finally get to see the Raiders starting unit in action this week as we head to LA to go one-on-one with our AFC West rivals, the LA Chargers. This is gonna be a huge test for both sides, offensively and defensively. Both teams have made waves in the offseason to get better. The Chargers have acquired some highly skilled players, from Khalil Mack to pair up with Bosa and J.C. Jackson to help their secondary. Even with Jackson likely missing this game, the Chargers defense is still talented with young guys in the secondary like Asante Samuels and Bryce Callahan. You also can't forget about the talent on the offensive side of the ball led by quarterback Justin Herbert. The duo of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, as well as Austin Eckler out of the backfield, has always been a matchup to look out for and will be a big test for the Raiders' young secondary, who we've seen hold up their own in the preseason. Now, with every move that the Chargers have made to better their roster, the Raiders have countered with some big moves of their own. First, bringing in one of, if not the best receiver in the NFL and DC's former teammate, Devonte Adams. They've also brought in a veteran pass rusher that can complement Max Crosby on the defensive line and Chandler Jones. Then you add the mastermind behind all of this, and new head coach Josh McDaniels, and the sky's the limit for this Raiders team. Quarterback Derek Carr is going into year 9 with a lot riding on his shoulders for a big year. So to see the Raiders go back to their roots against their rival in week 1 with all the hype surrounding both teams makes this must-watch football. And even though the Chargers have been the offseason favorites to win the division, the Raiders will definitely need to set the tone this year by whooping that candy ass all over SoFi Stadium and just win, baby.
Then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
Now, for my matchup of the game, I got our Raiders offensive line versus the Chargers defensive line. Now this is definitely going to be the biggest test for the Raiders offensive line. There has been many questions about our O-line this offseason, and even though we'll be getting Colton Miller back in the lineup, the right side of this line still seems to be a liability. And looking at the depth chart going into week 1, it looks like it's going to be Jermaine Illuminor's job to handle the right side. The Chargers have 2 elite pass rushers with the pairing of Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. Not to mention, they've added some solid interior presence with Austin Johnson and Joseph Day. So with that being said, the Raiders offensive line will have a tough task on Sunday. And if they can give DC some time in the pocket, then we ain't got nothing to worry about on the offensive side of the ball. But if Carr is banged up and this offensive line struggles, then it's going to be a long day for us in LA.
Knock on wood if you have that message, please. And we're here to help you.
Now for the 3 players to watch in this game, the first one for me is obviously wide receiver Devonte Adams. Now I know I ain't the only one really excited to see Devonte Adams finally get his jersey dirty out there. I mean, we've been seeing this guy working out. We've been seeing a lot of the training camp videos, but to finally see him in action, rocking with his former teammate and Derek Carr is going to be a sight to watch. And I know a lot of people have been doubting Devonte Adams' numbers going into the season with a new team, a new coach, a new quarterback, but I feel like Devonte Adams is still going to prove to the league that he is one of, if not the best wide receiver in the NFL today. Like I said, we've been hearing a lot of great things about this connection in camp and at practices, but to finally see it out there is the reason why I'm really excited about this. And can that Devonte Adams and DC connection be as lethal as they were in their Fresno State days? We'll see in this week 1 matchup. So with that said, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I got a lot of high expectations for Devonte Adams in this offense. So, hey, I could possibly see him going for 2 touchdowns in this game. But do you guys agree with me? Now, the second player that I'm really excited to watch in this game is none other than our quarterback, Derek Dallas Carr. He's going into his 9th season as the quarterback for our Las Vegas Raiders. And it's kind of crazy because you go back in history, man, as a Raiders quarterback, you're lucky to even surpass 3 years. But to see how far Derek Carr has come, and with everything riding on his shoulders going into the season, now that you add a guy like Devonte Adams, you still get your tight end and Darren Waller, and you got a crazy-ass slot receiver in Hunter Renfrow, the sky's the limit for this offense. And seeing how Josh McDaniels really had this team looking in the preseason just gets me really excited for the regular season and seeing how this offense will ride throughout the whole season. Now, the biggest question for me is, could we see a much better Carr this year than we did back in 2016? With a much talented cast around him, could we see him go out there and win us a Super Bowl this year? Who knows? I mean, I'm just too excited, and I just want to see how everything pans out once this week 1 matchup starts. Now, the third and last player for me to watch in this game is going to be cornerback Nate Hobbs. This is a guy that has really excelled from last year to this year. He's going into this game as our cornerback 1, and you guys already know we shipped off Trayvon Mullen to the Cardinals, so he's going to be the guy to take over. I know we got guys like Rock Ya-Sin, Anthony Avery, but to see how well Nate Hobbs played last season in the slot against some solid wide receivers, and just to hear all the high praise that he's been getting in the offseason, mini camp, training camp, I'm really going to be keeping a close eye on him in this game, especially going up against 2 wide receivers that are really good and that could give you a solid matchup in Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Could we see Nate Hobbs take that next step as the Raiders' next great lockdown corner? We'll see on Sunday. So with that said, Raider Nation, who are you guys looking forward to watching in this game? And what is your game score prediction? Now, looking at the expert picks, it seems like the Chargers are the favorites going into this game. Chargers had 8 votes and the Raiders only had 2 votes. The 2 people that voted for the Raiders were MJD and Adam Rank. So shout out to those 2 for being some real ones, and fuck the rest of them for picking the chokers. Alright, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today in this video. If you guys do enjoy this video, then don't forget to hit that like button. It does a lot for this channel. Also, if this is the very first time you're coming across my video and you love the Las Vegas Raiders, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Until the next video, this is your boy Simone Raider, and your boy is
Started off in Oakland, now we here. Thought that we was done, we just hit another gear. Look, started off in Oakland, now we here. Hey, pull up with the nation in the silver black gear. Look, 4 games straight, we in the playoff. Shout out to the Chargers fans, y'all enjoy the layoff.